It's tractor day. It's tractor day. I'm super excited. It's tractor day. Today is the day that my tractor is arriving from Pennsylvania. I'm super excited. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Guys, I'm super excited. Today is tractor day. It's early in the morning. We hate early in the morning, so we had to get up at like 6 to get the tractor from the dude. So anyhow, we're up, we're at 'em. I could barely sleep last night. Was super excited. Let's just face it, property is number 2. Number 1 is tractor, and then property. So really excited. I've been waiting a long time to own a Bobcat type tractor, a tracked tractor. And today's the day. This is the day I've been waiting for my entire life. So or since the first time I drove a Bobcat at least, I've known that I've always wanted one. So today's tractor day. Yay, tractor day. And so now it's time for an epic tractor montage of unloading the beast. Okay, so this is the first glimpse of seeing the tractor, and I was very excited at this point. I had sent him pictures of what the road looked like just to make sure that he could get in there okay. There's a big turnaround there, it's kind of hard to see, but it's fairly wide, so I knew he could get in there. So he was somewhat okay with that, and they normally don't like delivering to residential neighborhoods, but luckily we made it work here. And so what you'll see is we had a little bit of a problem here. He thought he was going to be taking it to some place that had a forklift or some place where I could get the bucket off from the side. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. We delivered in the residential areas. So when they loaded it, they put the tractor on and they used a forklift to put the bucket on there. And the dozer blade that I bought was already attached to the tractor. So we came up with this creative way, backed my truck up to it, which was almost perfectly level with the truck bed, put some chains around the dozer blade, and we lifted up the bucket. This was one of those things that I thought maybe in my mind, because he called me like the day before and asked me if I had a forklift, before he got there. And I said that, no, I didn't. And, he told me that the way that it was loaded, and he's like, okay, well, we'll figure something out. And I thought in my head, okay, well, the bucket's probably small, maybe 300-400 pounds, maybe we can manhandle it. But no, after I got there and saw it, it's I think a half or 3/4 cubic yard bucket, so it's actually fairly large, and I think it's close to 800 or 1,000 pounds, somewhere around there. So what we ended up doing, we came with a solution where we would chain around the bucket. He slowly drove into the back of my pickup truck. We were one step ahead of ourselves. We didn't really have blocks set up for this. So we kind of paused. We got some wood, and then we set it underneath of this. And then I ended up taking the truck and driving it away here, which you'll see in just a second, and putting it to the side. I was like, okay, we'll worry about that part later. It turned out to be not that big of a deal. It actually worked surprisingly well once we figured out that we needed to get something underneath the bucket. Tractor day! It's tractor day! Our tractor showed up. It wasn't a scam. It's actually here. Yay! So I just wanted to touch on that for a second. I was so excited there because when I bought this, I had been looking for months and months online, and I found this kind of buried on one of the used equipment forums, and there was only like 5 pictures of it. I called the person. They were very slow at responding to me, and I ended up, they're just like, here's the wire form, you wire us the money, we send you the tractor, no big deal. I was kind of half worried that it was a scam. I did some searching and found out that, the company seemed like, from like the 1 or 2 people I found online, they seemed to give them a good review, and apparently they resell used farm equipment. They're just not super big. They're like a father and son. So up until this point, I still wasn't 100% sure it was a scam. I sent them some money, and I didn't really hear much else until the guy was literally a day out from dropping off the tractor. So I wasn't really sure what was going to happen. So I was super excited, clearly right here that it's a real thing. Okay, so now I helped him kind of get all the parts and pieces out so we could drive the tractor off of his rig. You know, he asked me if I would like to do it, and since the last time I drove a Bobcat was about 10 years ago, I was like, no, why don't you... I don't want to ruin my tractor right out of the gate. So he went ahead and he drove it down for me. It was a little bit hairy. He was kind enough, invites me up here and kind of walks me through the controls so I can drive it up to the house. We're about half a mile from the house here. Didn't take him all the way up into our neighborhood because our neighborhood would have been too hard to get this up to, and we're kind of on a hill. So this was nice level ground where he walks me through kind of the controls and how to release the overlock and safeties, the parking brake, all those fun stuff. Since I've never driven a cat before, I've only driven a Bobcat. Though they are similar, they all have their own controls. So he was nice enough to kind of walk me through it. What I ended up doing is going to the side of the truck, and with the dozer blade still attached, and I picked it up from the side this time, and luckily it has a long enough reach, grabbed it, and then we set the bucket on the ground. And once we had set the bucket on the ground, I was able to drive the dozer blade up to the house, drop it off, drive back down, grab the bucket, and then drive back up. And then after that, we came down and we invited him out to breakfast. We had a really good time. He was a fun driver. He'd driven it all the way from Pennsylvania. He was a great dude. It was really nice to get to know him a little bit. Hopefully in the future we'll be able to visit him when we go back out east sometime. So anyhow, it's always nice to make these connections. I hope you enjoyed this video. The next video I'm going to be posting is why we picked this tractor and kind of a little walkthrough, my first initial walk around of the tractor and things I noticed right off the bat that need to be fixed. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.
Epic Tractor Day! Epic Tracker
See?